welcome back to Painting and Decorating after a short break. Now this is a little video, it's a good one this, something I've not done before. The customers asked if I could do anything with the handle on the drawer in the bathroom here. There we go. As you can see there, it's being affected by the water more than likely. All looking good. So that looks like a cast alloy aluminium. So the customers bought this RUST-OLEUM metallic finish because obviously we're trying to achieve the same finish, and you're not going to get that with paint, that chrome finish. So luckily it unscrews from the back, as you can see down here. So I'm going to take it off, scrape all the loose off, give it a good sand down, get it as smooth as I can, and then I'm going to use primer. I'll show you a few steps. Make sure you put them somewhere safe. There's always one screw that's difficult. The head's actually gone on that. Just about got it out. So I'm going to change that before it comes back. Yep. Some of the stuff I'm going to be using to clean this off. First off, I'm going to use some scrapers. See how much I can scrape off. You've got to try and get all the surface off. So I've got some really rough sandpaper as well. This is P60 to take it right back to the bare metal. And then I've got some smoother stuff, just to smooth out any scratches. And once I've done that process, you don't have to get it 100% smooth because you want it to key as well. You can actually build up your primer, smooth that a bit, and then finish off with your finish. Once I've cleaned the metal off, I'm going to wipe over with methylated spirits and then leave it half an hour. Also, before I forget, the dust mask, really important for when you're sanding aluminium, metals, when you're sanding anything really. Also when you're doing the spraying, because this stuff, it's not good for you. So don't be spraying this inside with no mask on. And even if you are wearing a mask, make sure it's well ventilated, you've got the doors open, the windows open. Better to do it outside. I'm going to start off with my scraper like I said. Now, always work away from your hands. Don't work towards your hand, because if you slip, you hurt yourself. It's going to be difficult to get off on this. Anyway, I'm going to persevere taking all this off, because you can see it is coming off. And then once I've got this silver off, I'll show you the next step. I've tried my best to get a lot of this off, and it is very difficult. I'm going to try and continue where little bits coming up, but it's like obviously a coating of metal, so it's aluminium foil you're dealing with, very difficult. So once you get it to a certain stage, it's like any other surface then. You've got rid of the loose material. You can start to sand it back to feather in any of the edges. I'm using the P60 to sand this back, gloves, dust mask, and just make sure the sand, like wood, in the same direction. Yeah, that's going to come up quite well. You can already see the difference there between that bit and that bit. And the edges are feathering in quite nice. As you see, going through the different layers of metal and coatings. Right, so you'll see this now when it's ready for the methylated. In fact, I'll just show you going through the stages. Once you've used the rough stuff, turn to your 260, and it just gets rid of all the scratches. It's looking good, that already. That's come up quite well. You know, it's not took long really. Can't spend too long on it. I have a feeling eventually it needs changing to something that's not going to corrode, brushed steel or something like that. What I'm going to do now is wipe it over with some methylated spirit. This just helps lift any dirt out of the metal. Now I'm going to leave that for 20 minutes. Finally, that's had a really good sand down, because you can see where the electrolysis is taking place in the copper first, and then the overcoat with the nickel to give it its chrome effect. So like I say, what I'm going to use is this surface primer, Superior Adhesion. What I do is put them in a bucket of water first, lukewarm water, and it warms the tins up. And then make sure you give them a really good shake up. Hear the rattling. Good 5 minutes. What you want to do is give it a nice fine even coat and allow that to dry for 5 minutes, and then repeat the process and do that a few times till you're satisfied, and then allow it to dry fully, and then you're ready for your top coat. You don't want to overdo it, because then you create runs. And you can see I'm about 30 centimetres thereabouts away from it. Don't want to be up close, otherwise it will just splatter. That'll do for its first coat. I'll leave that 5 minutes. After a few minutes you're ready for your second coat. I'm going to leave that now for about 20 minutes and then give it a light sand and then continue with the primer. That's dried off nicely now, so I'm going to sand it with a 120 sponge pad, just a light sand. It's taken quite well, that has. I'm going to dust that off now and then give it another coat of primer, allow it to dry again and repeat the process till I'm satisfied with the base coat. Primer's dry now, so ready for its top coat of this chrome metallic RUST-OLEUM. Same principle really, just small amounts and then build it up. Allow it to dry between the coats, 2 or 3 minutes. So I'm going to leave that now, let it dry and repeat that process till it's finished. So I'll show you when it's finished going on the cupboard. It's looking good though. That's a big difference, isn't it? Looks brand new. That's not bad at all, that. Not bad at all. Matches everything else. I think the customer will be pleased with that one. Not sure how long it'll last. Gets a lot of water, so they'll have to see how it goes and maybe change it.